Hey guys, it's Warlord Animals here. Welcome back to another video. And as you can see, as the title of this video is basically just going to be about the top 5 biggest birds in the world. And I decided to change it up a little because I'm used to just doing videos about the specific animals, but why not do multiple animals? And I would really appreciate it if y'all can maybe drop a like on this video, because this video took me like an hour and a half to make because I had to do a ton of research for different animals. But yeah. And subscribe if you want. I'm not really going to force anyone to subscribe, but if you want to, you can. And without further ado, let's get into the top 5 biggest animals. Not biggest animals. Top 5 biggest birds in the world. Now, at number 5, we have the Dalmatian Pelican. Now, this is kind of what every side's going to look like before I start on Dalmatian Pelican. So it kind of gives you an idea of how each side's going to be. Basically. The Dalmatian Pelican can be from 5'3" to 6 feet tall. It can weigh from 21 to 30 pounds, and its wingspan is a long 8 foot to 11.5 feet long. So literally, their wingspan is literally longer than the average human's whole body, which is crazy. And then they can also fly up to 40 miles per hour, which is pretty fast. Now you might be wondering, where can you find these cool pelicans? Well, you're most likely to find these birds in South Europe to China. So you can also find them in Southeast Russia. So this is over here at the bottom right. This is a map of kind of where you could find these pelicans, and it ranges from South Europe, which is about right here, into the Middle East, goes south a little to a little more of the Middle East, and then it also goes north to where Russia is, and then comes around here all the way to China. So just kind of an idea. And they tend to live in swampy areas or shallow lakes, which is, I'm not surprised, but yeah. Now, number 4 is the southern cassowary. Now, before I get into this animal, I just have to say, this is one of the most dangerous animals in the world. These animals are very, very dangerous, and if you encounter one of these in the wild, don't get it mad, because these birds can kick you really hard and they can fracture a bone. Just as a heads up to any of you people who live in Australia who watch me, I see y'all, and shout out to all of my Australian viewers. But don't mess with these birds, because they will kick you and break your kneecap. I'm not even joking. But now, southern cassowaries are around 5'8" tall, and that's about around how tall I am, or I'm a little taller than them. Now, a southern cassowary can run up to 31 miles per hour, which is pretty fast for an animal, but that's maybe the average speed someone bikes if they're biking really fast. Now, they can weigh from 121 to 167 pounds, which is the average weight of a grown an adult or a teenager. And then a cassowary can jump 7 feet high going straight up, which is pretty crazy, because that means that they have a really high vertical for their height, which is pretty cool. And that's about how high a human could jump and stuff like that. And also in some of these, it's going to be between wingspan and jump, just because some of these animals don't have wings and the others can't jump, so it's gonna be like a mix between. But now, where do they live? And surprisingly, the name southern is gonna throw you off a little bit, but you can find the southern cassowary in northeastern Australia, New Guinea, which is an island, which is this big island over here, which you can kind of see where the orange is. And sorry if I pronounced this wrong, but Seram and Aru Islands in Indonesia. And they can also live in tropical rainforests, Malekula swamps, and mangrove forests. And I'm sorry if I pronounced those islands wrong to all my Indonesian viewers. I see you out there. Shout out to my Indonesian viewers. But yeah, sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But the reason why I say you'd probably be thrown off by this is southern. You'd most likely think it's maybe down here in Australia, but they're actually really just up here and all the way around here and stuff like that. Now, number 3. Number 3 is another Australian animal, which is the emu. Now, An emu can be around 5'7" tall. It can weigh between 69 to 82 pounds. It can run up to 31 miles per hour, and they can also jump 7 feet in the air, just like the cassowary. And now, where do they live? You can find emus in every state in Australia except Tasmania. And they can live in many types of habitats like open arid plains and tropical woodlands. And basically, if you do not know where Tasmania is, if you look over here where Australia is, I do not know if you could see this, but if you look where Australia is and look down at the corner right here where the bottom arrow is, you'll see a little white dot, which is Tasmania, and it's a small island off of Australia, and that's where the Tasmanian devil is. If you watch that video, the Tasmanian devil from Looney Tunes is real. But yeah, that's the only place you cannot find them in. And in my opinion, these birds are pretty funny meme birds, cause look at this face. I'd honestly be a little laughter. I'd have laughter, but also be scared if I saw that in real life, face to face. But yeah, I just consider them meme birds. But yeah, now let's get on to number 2. Number 2 is the Somali Ostrich. Now, you can, before I even get into where they live, you could probably already guess where you can find them. But let's go to size first. 1. They can be from 6.9 to 9 feet tall. And now they can weigh they can just weigh around 231 pounds. And then they can run around 43 miles per hour, which is pretty fast. And that's maybe about how fast the average person goes on a one-way road that's not a freeway in a neighborhood and stuff like that. And then they can jump 3 to 4 feet high. And now, like I said before, it's kind of obvious where you can find them, but you can find Somali ostriches in northeast Ethiopia, South Djibouti, Kenya, and Somalia. And you can see on the map where you can find them is, look over here on Africa, look on the eastern side where the right arrow is pointing, and you're going to see a little green right there. That's basically where those 4 countries are all located. And that's mainly where you can find the Somali ostrich. But I don't really like to call it that. I like to call it the Somalian ostrich. But this is really what they're supposed to be called. But yeah. And these animals are actually pretty interesting because of their colors. And they have really cool colors in my opinion. Now, you're probably excited because we're about to hit number 1. But before we do that, I have a little game for y'all. I know, you guys probably were so excited to see number 1. But I want you to take a guess. What number do you think is number 1 out of these 4 animals? The greater rhea, the Andean condor, the common ostrich, or the wandering albatross? So I'll give y'all maybe 20 seconds to take a guess at this, and then you'll get to see which animal is number 1. So now, if you guessed letter C, you were correct. Because the number 1, the biggest bird in the world is the common ostrich. And you might be like, well, didn't we just have the Somali ostrich at number 2? When I honestly did this, when I was making this video, I was like, that's going to be kind of boring that both of these ostriches, the ostriches took first place. But the common ostrich has a lot of differences from the Somali ostrich, and you can maybe see in some of these pictures that they tend to be pink, while the Somali ostriches tend to be white. But now I'll tell you some more. Is the height. The height for a common ostrich is from 5'6" to 9'2", but the Somali ostrich was 9 foot, so the common ostrich is technically taller than it. And then the common ostrich can weigh from 140 to 320 pounds. And if I compare that to the Somali, they weigh much more than them. 231 compared to 320 is a lot more. Now, the Somali and common ostrich both have the same speed in common, 43 miles per hour, and they both have the same jump, 3 to 4 feet high, which isn't really impressive. But it is what it is. And now, where can you find the common ostrich? You can mainly find the common ostrich in southern Africa, East East Africa, and North Africa, and they tend to live in the African savanna and desert lands of Africa. So as you can kind of see on the map, this is kind of where you can find the common ostriches, all up here across North, South Africa, Southern Africa, my bad, not the country. Well, actually, no, you can actually find these in some parts of the country, South Africa, but Southern Africa, and then Eastern, and they kind of overlaps over where the Somali Ostrich is located, which is about like right here. But yeah, and this is your #1 biggest bird in the world. So, you can go ahead and say that 9'2" is taller than a lot of humans, and that's the biggest bird in the world. So, if you ever come face to face with a common ostrich, get ready to look up to see its face, because that thing's gonna be much, much taller than you. But yeah, and that's the end of the video, guys. Thank you for watching the video, and in the comments, tell me if y'all like these types of videos, because I want to start doing new videos that are not just boring about one single animal. So like, give me the ideas in the comments, and I'll try making videos happen for y'all. And I already have some videos I'm making for some of my viewers who have asked me for videos. And if you want me to make videos for you, just hit me up in the comments or something, and I will literally make a video for you, and literally shout your YouTube account out. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day or night, and I'll see y'all in the next video.